Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, yesterday, we stirred up a lot of conversation on the channel because we were reacting to the results of the Olympic gold game of USA versus France. USA was able to beat France yesterday, the day before yesterday, after a historic, classic performance from Stephen Curry, especially in that fourth quarter, where he essentially put Team USA on his back and delivered arguably one of the best performances of his NBA career in front of a crowd of, I believe, 35 million viewers. I think it's the second most viewed game since the 1996 Olympics. That's how many people tuned into that game. So there was a lot at stake, and Stephen Curry and these guys definitely rose to the occasion. But in the preliminary rounds and the bouts leading up to that game, there was this story circulating around the team, and it had to do with one of their all-NBA players in Jayson Tatum not playing any minutes. This was something that a lot of people were up in arms about. You had people like Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, Gil Zarina's crew, Kenyon Martin, all of these guys, everybody, Jeff Teague's guys, they were all upset at the fact that Steve Kerr and the coaching staff of the Team USA Olympic team were disrespecting Jayson Tatum, right? And it got so bad that in one game, I guess they heard the noise and the chatter coming from, externally, and then they decided to play him for a few minutes to kind of quell some of the complaining, right? But nevertheless, everyone got the sense that he was being disrespected. But in the midst of all of this, the person that we didn't hear from was Jayson Tatum himself, right? We were hearing what other people were saying on his behalf and how upset people were, but we never got a chance to hear what Jayson Tatum thought until today. So this morning, I was doing some research and I came across a Fadeaway World article that was highlighting some comments that Jayson Tatum made in a pretty cryptic tweet that he put up on his Instagram page addressing some of the things that took place during this Olympic run. So these are the things that we want to focus on today. But before we even get into what Jayson Tatum had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. For example, I am super excited about the upcoming MLB games. With Game Time tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to baseball. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, the NBA, concerts, comedy, or other theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So I want to get into what this article had to say here. It says Jayson Tatum opens up on rough personal experience at the 2024 Olympics. Jayson Tatum played a small role in Team USA, bringing home the gold medal from 2024 Paris Olympics. Tatum received 2 DNPs during the tournament and played garbage time minutes in their gold medal clinching win over France. Much has been made out of the Celtics star barely cracking the rotation, with the 2024 champion discussing the same while discussing if he'll participate in the 2028 Olympics. He said, "It was a tough personal experience on the court, but I'm not going to make any decision on emotions. If you ask me right now if I'm going to play in 2028, it's 4 years from now, and I'd have to take my time and think about that. So I'm not going to make any decision based on how this experience was or how I felt individually. A lot of people text me and reached out to me and said, make sure this fuels you. which I appreciate. There are a lot of people that care about me. I think the tough part is, yes, you can see things to fuel you, but I'm still human. Part of being in the moment, I've sacrificed and put a lot into this game and work really, really hard. So in the moment, it's tough. You're not necessarily worried about fueling me for November or whatever this season is. But like I said, it's something I'm going to take away from this and learn from this experience. It's definitely challenging and humbling at the same time. And then I want to quickly touch on a post that he posted on his IG. This is via SportsCenter, and it says, I guess he reposted something that somebody said on Twitter. He says, "We will avenge Jayson Tatum," and he posted that on his Twitter. This is what is it? SportsCenter posted there. So, what are my thoughts on this? I think that it's time we get into the moment where we start waking some NBA fans up. I think a lot of NBA fans seem to view sports as, oh, well, it's just sports, right? It's just based off of merit and da-da-da-da. And they don't realize how much business and politics, but especially in the Olympics and these global competitions, how much of a role politics plays. Politics plays a significant role in events like the World Cup, in events like the Olympics. It is very, very integral. And if you don't know that, you'll be thinking one thing, but in reality, there's something different that's happening. Politics is the reason that Jaylen Brown didn't make it on the team. And Derek White did, his teammate. Jaylen Brown was the finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, a best player, whatever, most valuable player. He couldn't even make it on the roster. If Team USA said they want to send their best player out, best team out there, and they don't include the finals MVP, you already know that politics played a role. And there's a back and forth between him and Grant Hill about that. In the case of Jayson Tatum, look, one can make a succinct argument that Jayson Tatum is America's best player. One can make an argument about that. Now, if you listen to the media, if you listen to the politics surrounding the game, you'll think it's a different thing. But I want to give you guys some information because maybe some people are unaware of this fact. Of all of the American players on this roster, which include LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, all of those guys, right? With all of those players on that roster, Jayson Tatum was the only American basketball player in the world. The only American player in the world last season to make the all NBA first team. Let me repeat that. Jayson Tatum was the only NBA player that was American that was good enough to make it on the all first NBA team. All of these other guys I just mentioned, none of them stood a chance to make the all first NBA team. Jayson Tatum did. What does that say? That says that in this current moment in time, if you're looking to assemble a team that can go out there and compete with the world, conventional wisdom will tell you, well, hell, man, we need to get our number one American player on that team. And when we get him on that team, we need to ensure that he plays minutes. But that's the total opposite that happened. Yes, he made it on the team, but he was a total afterthought. And by Team USA doing that, it created a lot of bad blood between some American supporters. You see, some people are like, well, only American supporters, but I'm like, y'all are lost. Y'all are lost. So like, y'all are lost. There were a lot of Americans that were hoping for that team to lose. A lot. Jeff Teague and them, one of them, I think the former owner of Barstools or the current owner of Barstools, there were a lot of people that were upset of the treatment that the Boston Celtics players received, especially given the fact that this was the team that just won the NBA championship in a convincing fashion. And for the two players, the top players on that team, to be disrespected the way that they were by Jaylen Brown not even making it on the roster, and Jayson Tatum being a bench warmer on that roster, it pissed off a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were upset with it. Now, regardless of what Jayson Tatum is saying here, it is something that definitely bothers him. He's a human being, as he said. But I think that a lot of people out there are under this illusion, like, no, KD, no. If you gave Jayson Tatum the platform, he would have did well. The fact of the matter is, Jayson Tatum and his team are so good that we actually look for reasons to not give them any kind of serious credit. The Boston Celtics have been a good team in the Eastern Conference for God knows how many years now. And he's an integral part of that. So for him to not make it, especially in games when they were struggling from defending the three against Serbia, and he's on the bench, a lot of us were sitting here scratching our head like, well, why don't you put him in the game? So to me, I think that this definitely is gonna motivate those guys to annihilate the NBA this coming season, those Boston Celtics players. You better believe. So maybe people will have the laugh now, but next season is not going to be a laughing matter for their opponents. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.